FillChoice Room arrives in the hospital, it is ready to use, and the nurse has just to follow a very simple and easy procedure in order to make the drug reconstitution and start the therapy, the infusion to the patient. I would like to underline that all the following steps are performed by manipulating the bag from the external side. So, first step, as you can see in the picture, press the vial to the FillChoice connector in order to open the vial. Second, snap off the breakable cone and fill the vial partially by gently squeezing the bag in order to allow the liquid to go into the vial. Continue squeezing the bag in order to complete the solubilization of the active principle inside the vial and allow its return to the bag. Now the nurse has just to connect an infusion set to the bag port and to the patient and start a standard infusion. And I would like to underline that the infusion is performed from the same bag where the drug has been reconstituted. Why is it so good? Advantages. First of all, total safety. FillChoice Room system is a completely safe system. It is not only a closed system, as it guarantees 100% isolation. The drug inside the bag is completely protected from external environment and external contamination, but also the operators are completely protected from the dangerous drug inside the vial, as in case of leakages or aerosol or accidental break of the vial, everything stays inside the bag with no possibility to exit and with no harm for the operator. FillChoice Room system is also in compliance with needle-free policy, avoiding the dangerous and accidental trips. And last, but the most important, this system is the first system that allows a direct sterile connection between a vial and the solvent. Evidence of the drug in situ. As FillChoice Room is completely transparent, the operator can see what's inside the bag. As he can see the vial, and he can see the label on the vial, which contains important information, such as the name of the vial, the quantity, the concentration of the active principle, but also other important data, such as the expiry date. And this helps in minimizing medical errors and also favors the correct match between the right therapy to the right patient. And furthermore, as FillChoice Room system packages the exact amount of active principle inside the vial and the exact amount of solvent inside the bag, this also improves dosing accuracy, meaning that the patient receives the correct amount of active principle. Ready to use. Using FillChoice Room, there is no need of hospital pharmacy and drug reconstitution and pharmacy compounding to be made under laminar flow hood or isolators, as it is ready to use. There is the vial and there is the solvent in one single closed package. The nurse has just to follow the simple procedure with those in the ward next to the patient's bed and just before starting the therapy. In fact, from the same bag where the drug is reconstituted, she can perform the infusion, as FillChoice Room is also ready to hand, and she can easily start the infusion to the patient. All of these reasons mean, of course, to save a lot of time and work to pharmacists, but also to nurses. And let me underline an important added value of FillChoice Room, as this is perfectly suitable also for home care therapy. In most instances, the reconstituted drug is administered in non-clinical settings, typically at home, by patients themselves, or by caregivers that are not trained as healthcare professionals. Thanks to its ease of use and to its completely safe system with no harm to the operator, this is perfectly suitable also for home care therapy. No need to modify the standards. as the main players are the vial with the active principle and the solvent in the bag, as in standard practice. For this reason, there is no need for spatial regulatory, and the regulatory can be easily adjusted for several drugs or several compounds. Customizable. FillChoice Room is available for any kind of vial and, of course, drug, and for any kind of solvent, and it is switchable for any vial size, from the smallest to the bigger, and for any solvent volume. And I also would like to underline that FillChoice Room system can also have different configurations from the one that I'm presenting to you. For example, in case of specific requests of compounding pharmacy of mixing different active principles together, this can happen with antibiotics, for example, we can make a multi-vial configuration, and the systems remain completely the same. 100% isolation, direct sterile connection, vial, solvent, and completely safe. And also the bag material can be customized in order to respond to a specific need of compatibility between the drug and the bag material, or just to improve the comfort in the handling of the bag. Sustainability. Let me stress about this point, as this is very important today. Thanks to its configuration and method of use, FillChoice Room allows the complete emptying of the vial and its return to the bag that is then infused to the patient. This means that the patient receives the correct amount of active principle, but this also means that there is a reduced waste of drug. No active principle stays unused in the vial, even if the drug forms a layer or so, but it's completely returned to the bag and to the patient. And for the same reason, FillChoice Room system can also help in limiting the overfilling that is performed by many pharmaceutical manufacturers of the vial with the medication up to 35%. Less consumables and disposables, as these are not needed anymore. FillChoice Room system is ready to use. And saved costs. Saved costs for the solvent, as it is already in the bag. Consumables and disposables, no needed anymore. Pharmacist work and time, of course, and also hospital pharmacy equipment management and logistics. You can imagine it easier to manage just one single product instead of multiple products for a multiple-step procedure. To summarize, how does FillChoice Room replace standard practice? In standard practice, drug reconstitution and pharmacy compounding need to be made in hospital pharmacies with dedicated equipment, isolators, and dedicated personnel. No need of that with FillChoice Room, as the reconstitution and compounding can be made directly inside the bag. Standard practice is a multiple-step procedure. With FillChoice Room, there is just a very simple procedure, and the system is ready to use. The nurse can perform the reconstitution in the ward and directly start the therapy next to the patient's bed. In standard practice, in case of leakages, aerosol, or break of the vial, the operators are exposed to dangerous drugs with health risks. FillChoice Room is a 100% isolated system, and even in the case of leakages and aerosols, there are no harms for the operators. Of course, activities for this reason are minimized. In standard practice, there is no evidence of the drug in situ. We have evidence of the drug in situ in FillChoice Room, as the operator can perfectly see the vial and the contents of the bag. And this, of course, helps in limiting medical errors. And for all the reasons listed, this means that there is also a reduction of costs, not only for solvents and disposables, but also in terms of time and work of pharmacists, nurses, and operators. To conclude, let's go over this summary. What is FillChoice Room system? This is a compounding pharmacy system, but this is also a drug reconstitution system, but this is also a drug transport system, and the drug administration system. And all of these systems are all in one single closed bag. This is the main innovation. And after my presentation, I imagine you can guess the reason why we chose the name FillChoice Room for our latest innovation. And I will tell you, because it works like a clean room, but this clean room has been incorporated in a bag. And this can really improve the major concerns related to standard practice in drug reconstitution and pharmacy compounding field, as it makes secure the unsecure. Thank you.